That was the point where I thought I wouldn't make it. Oh my god, the interview is the most tedious part of all the process.
Yes.
But one thing that I would recommend everyone that is appearing for the interview, that be confident, because
Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are a fresher or a student preparing for campus placements, this video is going to be extremely helpful for you. Today we'll going to talk about Cognizant campus placement process. For that we have with us Miss Aditi Rokde. She has recently gone through that process and successfully cleared all the rounds and is selected in Cognizant company now. So first of all, welcome Aditi.
Thank you so much, Ram.
Congratulations to clear all the rounds and selected in Cognizant.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me here.
Okay. So let's begin. And my first question to you, Aditi, is what was your role, and were that a off-campus drive or an on-campus drive?
So Cognizant came to a college for on-campus drive, and the role that it was offering was programmer analyst training.
Okay, fine. So now let's talk about the eligibility, because most of the students worry about this one thing, eligibility.
Yes.
So can you please tell us what were the eligibility criteria for students?
So criteria for the eligibility for the assessment of the Cognizant were that you need to have 60% and above percentage in all the things like 10th, 12th, as well as in your engineering.
CGPA also.
Yes.
Fine.
With that, no backlogs are allowed, and also those candidates with more than 2 years of gap year are not allowed for the assessment.
Okay, so that was a crucial point.
Yes.
Fine. Were all branches allowed to give the test?
Yes, all the branches were eligible.
Okay. Can you please tell us what were the different rounds in this entire process of Cognizant?
So the placement process consisted of 4 rounds. That
Okay.
was first communication, second was aptitude and gaming, third was the technical round, and the fourth was the interview.
Okay, fine. This was a really long process, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. So moving to the first round, which is communication round. Aditi, can you tell us how this communication round was? Like how many sections were there and what kind of questions were asked in this communication round?
The communication round is pretty much the easiest one of all the rounds, and someone having the good proficiency in English language can tackle it very easily. The questions that were asked were from the reading comprehensions,
Okay.
reading and repeating the sentences, a 1-minute extempore, as well as the grammar.
Okay. And was this interview like AI based, totally AI based, or there were questions like manuals, you have to type something like that?
No, the writing skills weren't judged in the communication skills, only the verbal. That's it.
Okay. So anyone with medium and decent level of communication
Yes,
can
yes.
tackle it.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Moving to the next round, as you mentioned, next round was aptitude round, and this is by far the major elimination round, I guess.
Yes.
Most of the students get eliminated in this round only. So can you tell us how this aptitude assessment was, and how many sections were there in this assessment?
So aptitude assessment generally consists around 20 to 30 questions, pretty much that easy to moderate level, that consists of topics like time, speed, distance, time
Okay,
and
okay.
work, and interest. These 3 topics are the major one that most of the questions are from these topics.
Okay.
Secondly, the gaming round game consists of the puzzles, match the blocks. There were 2 gaming rounds. The first one was the funnel one. Actually, the gaming round, there is a mock test before a game. So someone who is appearing first time need to understand how the game is to be played and understand the logic behind how to proceed with the test. So that will be helpful, and the candidate can solve the questions in very limited time.
Okay. So as you said that like aptitude was medium to easy level of questions
Yes.
were there. How was questions, like what questions were asked? Quants or logical questions were there?
It was purely on quants. As I
Okay.
mentioned earlier, the topics that was time, speed, distance, interest, mostly.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Coming to the gaming section, As you mentioned, gaming section was the part of test. Nowadays, many companies are having this gaming section into their assessment and campus drive. Can you please explain more on what this gaming section is? What kind of questions are asked in this gaming section?
So the gaming section is usually incorporated in the assessment to check the mental agility of a
Okay.
candidate. Which so someone with a good logical ability to understand the game and to play it on time with keeping in mind the time limit that is given can very easily go along with the test. So before the gaming rounds, there is a mock game that makes you understand how to play, and then you can proceed with the test. Because even though the level gets harder, the logic is same in every round.
Okay.
So first understand and then play.
Okay. So as you mentioned, level gets harder. So there were multiple rounds of same game.
Yes, multiple levels in a particular game. There were 3 games that were asked us to play, and someone getting across the 10th level can get a decent
Okay.
score. And if you cross 15, that will be excellent.
Okay. So a student giving this gaming round, that student should be more focused on time, or he should focus on the accuracy in how accurately he is solving the game.
See, if you get the logic wrong, anyways, the answers are going to get
Yeah.
incorrect. So if you know the logic, it's okay if you get up to 10 levels also.
Okay. So the golden rule is first understand the
yes.
game and then start to solving the questions.
Yes.
Okay. Coming to the next round, as you mentioned, it was technical round. Technical round is by far the most difficult round that student feels. So can you please tell how is this technical round? Like what sections are there in technical rounds, and how in general this technical round is of Cognizant?
So in technical rounds, the candidates are given with 3 options to choose from. It is Java, Python, and C#.
Okay.
So mine was Java with SQL, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Okay.
The test is about of 3 hours, which has all the technical things plus DSA questions. First, there were 2 SQL questions.
Okay.
Secondly, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, 1 question each, and 2 questions of DSA.
Okay. So there were 3 to 4 sections in that technical assessment.
Yes. And also there were MCQs too in the technical assessment.
Okay, okay. Can you please elaborate this section? Like what kind of questions were asked in SQL? What kind of questions were asked in HTML, CSS, and DSA?
Yes, sure. So the level of the technical assessment is easy to moderate.
Okay.
In SQL, there were 2 questions. One was of aggregate functions, and the second one was of joins. So anyone who is able to do at least one question of both of it has a good chance of getting selected. Plus, along with that, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, 1 question each that you have to do if you want to get an edge over the other candidates.
Okay.
Plus the DSA question. There were 2 DSA questions. One was basic of array, and the second is bit tougher. So,
what questions did you get in your test?
I don't remember the exact questions, but one was of array and second one was of graph.
Okay, okay. And as you mentioned, there were MCQs. What topics were covered in that MCQs?
In MCQs, all the things like computer networks and OOPS. Basically, they focus on OOPS while curating the questions for the MCQs.
If you want to give any tip for a student preparing for it, how he must prepare this technical assessment? Like he should be focused on more on, let's say, SQL or DSA?
No, the thing is, you cannot depend wholly your SQL or solely on DSA. You need to have some knowledge of both of it so that you are able to solve at least 1 questions from each section.
Fine. So that's it for the technical round. After that, I guess there were interview, right? So how many rounds of interview were there? Were there any separate MR or HR round?
Oh my god, the interview is the most tedious part of all the process.
Yes.
And luckily we had only 1 round of technical. There were no separate rounds. And in the interview, everything was asked, like HR, MR, and technical in one go itself.
Okay, okay. And on which platform this interview was taken?
So at the very start of the registration, we registered on the Superset, and the interviews were also conducted on Superset itself.
And along with the all rounds.
No, the technical assessments, aptitude, and everything are conducted on MSB, that is Metal Secure Browser. Only the interviews were on the Superset.
Okay, okay, okay. So, what was the general flow of your interview? Like, what questions were asked to you?
The interviewers does not expect much from you. The
Okay.
only things that you have added in your resume, be thorough with that, and being thorough with the concepts of oops,
Okay, okay.
because that is something everyone, like all my friends and everyone that were who were appearing for the Cognizant assessment has a only one idea that all the interviewers were given this set of questions. I don't know how.
Okay, so the more frequently the questions were coming.
Yes,
Same questions.
only oops, and the codings were around arrays and strings itself.
Okay. So, did they ask any technical question in the interview? Like you have to type something?
Yes, they live coding was the part of the
Okay.
interview itself, and it was also conducted on Superset. And as I said, the questions are not much tough. I was asked to count the number of vowels in my name.
Okay, so
It
that
was pretty easy.
kind of. And what more than so interview was focused on more technically, or anyone with decent communication skill and interpersonal skills can?
No, I don't think only communication will help here. You need to
Okay.
have some technical knowledge, and you should be thorough with everything that you have written in resume.
Okay.
Everything. Literally, they can frame a question even from one word that you have written in resume.
Okay, okay. And how much long your interview was?
It was around 30 minutes.
30 minutes, fine. Let's say, Aditi, if you want to give your interview tomorrow, how will you prepare and what will you prepare today? Like,
in fact, that was a very case in our
same
scenario.
situation,
Yeah,
yes.
in our case. So the things that you need to keep in mind, that you cannot prepare everything in one night.
Yes.
Right? So focus on your resume and OOPS concepts. Apart from that, computer networks or cloud computing or operating system, it's okay if you fumble in those questions.
Okay.
But OOPS is something that that interviewers expect you to know.
Okay, so the main point or the golden point is OOPS is the must concept that anyone should prepare. Okay, so are there any tips that you want to share with our students?
Oh, pretty much we have covered everything in the conversation.
Okay.
But one thing that I would recommend everyone that is appearing for the interview, that be confident, because everyone who is appearing for first time at meant get nervous.
Yes.
And even in fact, I myself got nervous, and the interviewer consoled me that it's okay if you're not able to do one question, let's get ahead of it and let's try to do another. So interviewers were nice, and they actually want you to clear that interview. So don't be under pressure that you need to perform or you need to impress someone. Just be calm, be considerate, and be confident in whatever you are speaking.
Okay. So are there any study material or particular course you want to share with the students preparing for interview?
Oh, see, if you are planning to sit for the interview, you must be doing it from a very long time, and they already have everything. But for the quick revision, I used platforms like India Bix for Aptitude and Interview Bit for the interview preparation, because they have the questions that are actually very good and asked by the interviewers in the interview.
Okay. So Aditi, in this whole process, in this whole long process of campus interviews, what was the moment that you feel that you lost it? Like,
okay, so you don't really have hopes when you know that you are already doing bad in something.
okay.
So that was the point in my interview when I was given a question, and I got so nervous that I couldn't think of anything, think a solution to that DSA question. But eventually the interview was pretty good to me, and he consoled me to calmly take the conduct, and he then gave me a second question. So he gave me a second chance to prove
Okay.
myself, and I then did it. That
Okay.
was the point where I thought I wouldn't make it, but it happened and I got selected.
So, thank you, Aditi, for being with us and
Thank you so
sharing your
much.
experiences. That brings us to our end of our interview. I hope this discussion helps you in preparing your campus placements, and overall, some tips can help you to get more familiarized with the placement process. If you found this video useful, please subscribe, like, and share. We'll see you in next video. Thank you.